So about 7 years ago, I had a young lady come into my office suffering from intense fatigue, anxiety, feeling like her body was just falling apart. She couldn't go exercise, talk about exercise, but it literally wasn't an option because her muscles just ached. And if she did go exercise, she'd be just exhausted, laying on the couch, couldn't do anything. So she was having yeast infections, bladder infections multiple times per year. This girl was only 18 years old. This should not be happening. This is not normal. Even if it does happen, it's not normal, it's not optimal. And she'd been told that her symptoms stemmed from having mono when she was 13 years old. And her mood swings around her menstrual cycle and her anxiety, those are just hormone related. And so they put her on an oral contraceptive, birth control, because, covering up the symptoms with artificial hormones was the cure. Of course, it was not so. Then, she was put on antidepressants because, well, I guess it wasn't, the birth control didn't take care of it. Not to mention, she was told that she could take Tylenol, Ibuprofen, even Benadryl, just as needed because she was getting these chronic headaches. And if the muscle aches got too intense, or her sleep wasn't working out well, which of course it wasn't working out well. All the while, this is what her food routine looked like. I hope you're ready for this. So for breakfast, she would have one of these cinnamon raisin bagels or a Poptart. And she usually have a cup of green tea. And then for lunch, she would often have potatoes, like from those frozen bags, maybe a veggie pizza that she could throw in the microwave, some spaghetti that she could heat up. And then for dinner, she'd have a veggie burger. And then a lot of times she'd snack on crackers and chips and drink soda pop virtually every single day. The one thing that was working out reasonably was she was drinking about 60 ounces of water per day. So the deal was, this young lady, she was holding to a vegetarian lifestyle. She'd been told, she'd been made to think that a vegetarian lifestyle was the way, eating vegan was the way, and she wasn't eating vegetables, right? She wasn't eating fruit, she wasn't eating nuts, she wasn't eating seeds, nuts and beans. It was the standard vegan vegetarian marketed lifestyle by all the major manufacturers, all the public health authorities, which contains essentially loads of pseudo food that's supposed to mimic meat. When health experts and marketers are promoting removal of authentic foods like meat, eggs, dairy products, and to use food items instead that take, like 15 ingredients to create something that looks similar to a piece of meat, it's time to run. Even though she wasn't eating meat, her iron, her B vitamins, they were never checked. Needless to say, when we did check them, her B12, her folate as well actually, and her iron were in the toilet. So all the suffering, it's completely unnecessary. It's got to stop. We got to say, you know what? These marketers, these people that are promoting this pseudo lifestyle of pseudo foods just to make money off humans, enough, right? I mean, what would happen if, for yourself, you said, you know what? I'm going to adjust entirely my food routine. Could you have a different life? Could your child have a different life? The thing is, this young lady, she wasn't overweight, so her parents, they didn't think twice about just letting her eat, what she liked, which is a problem, right? I see this over and over where parents, humans in general, will say, hey, they'll just burn it off. Like the only thing that matters is external appearance, right? As a society, we are so overly concerned about external appearance. And we completely overlook the fact that food is information, that this human is suffering massively internally. They're living such a less life because every cell in their body, it's being repaired, it's being recreated by the information presented to it via food substance. And if Pop-Tarts, if Fruit Loops, if veggie burgers, pasta dishes, bagels, Gatorade is what the body's being presented with, the results are going to be the standard results. Disastrous. Medications everywhere, Band-Aid cures everywhere. Sure, you can cover them up, for a while with birth control, with ADHD medications, with anxiety meds, with antidepressant medications, sleeping pills. But who wants to exist like just in a numb state when they could be thriving, when they could literally be feeling life? Studies show time and time again that the composition of our cell membranes, basically the outer coating of our cells, the ability of our cell membranes to communicate effectively is directly related to our food inputs. That is where our body gets the resources to create our cell membranes to communicate throughout our entire being. So thankfully, this young lady said she wanted a different life. I'm so pumped because I hadn't seen her for quite a while, and I didn't know if she actually went full bore or not. But she walked in to the office. She dropped the vegan propaganda that she'd been sold. She started substituting in meat, eggs, fruit, vegetables, nuts, seeds, and I'm actually ended up being completely what she eats now. And this enabled her to get off every single one of her pharmaceutical agents. All those Band-Aids, see you later, gone. Now she runs 3 times a week. She doesn't have achy muscles. She's not exhausted afterwards. She loves it. She gets that endorphin hit from it. She's strength training twice a week. She has 3 kiddos now. She straight up loves life. And this is real life. This isn't a made up person. This is real life. This is the power that you hold for your own health destiny. This is what health accumulation is. So strongly consider taking the opportunity. Get some support, get some help in lifestyle rearrangement, in eating habit overhaul, so that you can experience what happens when nourishment is coming into the body day after day, week after week, month after month, year after year. This young lady, she didn't, change her food routine in a day, in a week, in a month and say, oh, everything's better, completely good to go. No more depression, no more anxiety, no more headaches, no more muscle aches over my body. My menstrual cycle is just perfect now. It didn't happen, bam, fast food style. No, it took some time. But you know what? 6 months, year, she literally is living a new life. And now 7+ years later, she can imagine, what would have happened if she would have stayed in that same routine, following, the marketing tactics of the big food industry, following the standard way of doing medicine, which is just, slapping tablets on top of problems. No, lifestyle, how we style our lives. It is so powerful. Without changing the way we style our life, between our food inputs, our activity inputs, our sleep inputs, how we think, how we go about life, we're going to end up living life way less and experiencing life way less amazingly than we could. All right. Hope you guys have a great weekend, and check out the link below for 7 weeks of health awesomeness that's coming. In talking to this lady, I thought, man, we got to get this going again. We got to create some opportunity for people to experience what it's like to take control of their food habits, take control of their food routine, and move forward. All right, I'm Dr. Matt. Talk to you guys and gals later.